Hey guys, Mark Jenkins here. This is that 2-year-old that we've been starting, excuse me. We've got left and right on the lead line. We've got disengaged hindquarters. We've started prepping her for the saddle by running this around. One of the other things that we've been doing too is before we ever put a saddle on a horse, we want to be able to prepare them. Okay, so because our ultimate goal is they never buck. Okay, they never buck. They never learn how to buck, and then we don't have problems later on. So we have a couple of different sticks with a couple of different things on them, and we just make sure that we touch them everywhere. This one has a rope on it. We might just swing it up over. We could do the same thing with the lead rope. I have a 12-foot lead rope. I think it's 12 foot. Yeah, maybe 14. But here's the thing. We want to make sure that our horses are prepared for what's coming next. All right. So in other words, I don't want to get a colt that hasn't been started, hasn't been touched, and then jerk on it, snub it up to a post, and throw a saddle on it and let it thrash until it has nothing else left in it. Okay, that's not the way we do it. We want to teach. All right, so as we progress, it's no different than a horse or than a kid that starts in school. We start in kindergarten. That's about where we're at right now with her. We start in kindergarten, and sometimes we got to start in preschool, but we start there, and then we move up each grade, and if everything goes well, a horse will go through a grade a month. All right, so now here I'm using a stick with a towel on it. Okay, so it doesn't make a whole lot of noise, but it's a different feel. And if you notice when I throw it up over there, think of a saddle going over there, think of a leg going up over there. And can we make some noise around her? Don't hit her with this stuff, but make sure to do it on both sides. And again, if you look back on some of the other videos, you'll see kind of how we've gotten to this point. All right, so it'll be in a little bit more detail. All right, so that was the stick and reg. And what I do is I progress to the more scary things. So as the first one was just a stick, and then I turned it into a stick and a string. And then the next one was something that was flappy but made no noise. And then the next one is something, this one is plastic, nylon, whatever. And so this one's going to be a little different. You can tell that she's looking at this. And again, this is probably the third or fourth time that we've done this. And again, if you watch back the videos before, I always go to the shoulder first. If she or a horse of yours is going to get scared, if you stay right in here, they're going to jump backwards and away from you. If you come here the first time, there's a chance they might run right over you. But remember, we talked about getting control of those shoulders. As long as we have control of the shoulders, then we can usually keep a horse from rolling over or running over top of us. There she got a little confused. Like I said, this is the third day. I'm going to disengage those hindquarters by looking at them and just shortening up the lead on the noseband, and then come right back over here again. So you can use a tool like this to make one move, and then also get them used to it and build their confidence with it, and let them know it's okay. But I'm going to rub them everywhere with this, all the way up and down their legs. I might even come in here and do something right between the ears. Remember, do not hit them, do not smack them. Go underneath them, over top of them. Okay, so this is a real quick video, so I'm rushing through it a little bit. But like I said, the full-length videos, all of them will be on the YouTube page, Mark Jenkins Horsemanship. All right, so Walmart sacks, they're all scared of them, okay? But we've been doing some work with them. You want to introduce it to them like that? She wanted to eat it. Okay, well, we've done this once, maybe twice with her. But you want to be able to rub this all over her as well. Underneath her chin, underneath her chest, underneath her belly, everywhere. Behind her, let it come up on the other side. We don't want to have any surprises for these horses. We want to make sure that we prepare them for the next step. Because if we don't prepare them for the next step and they blow up, they get scared. The only person really to blame is us, because we didn't take the time to teach them. Okay, so if we threw the saddle on this horse today, my guess is she'd probably take care of it, or take it pretty well. But I want to make damn good sure that she's ready for it, so that if she looks down here and sees something scary, but she's curious about it, that's confidence. If I throw something over there, just like that stirrup, or just like that saddle, or just like that leg, when we first get on, you see how her head's not going up at all? That means she's confident, she's cool with it. And remember this, we've only done this, I think, twice before this. We'll have to look back and see on the other videos. But so this is just another way that we're getting our horses prepared. This is the scariest thing that I could think of. And as you can tell, a 2-year-old that up until maybe 3 days ago hadn't really been touched. She was halter broke as a baby, and then she got kicked out. So she's doing really good, and I see great things for her. But remember, everything that we do prepares them for what's coming next. And if we can always keep in mind not to get a horse worried, then we're going to always be on the winning side every time. Because when they get worried, so if I pick this up and her head flies up and she bolts off the other direction, then I didn't do my job preparing her for what's coming. All right? And we just don't want to take it there. But we do want to throw at them everything that we can think of. If we're showing we got banners on the side, one comes loose, and as we're loping around it, it pops open and it comes right next to the horse and it flaps against it. Well, as you can see, what I'm doing here is kind of a mimic of that. Again, don't hit her with the stick. You can smack the bag on her, or the stick and rag or stick and flag. Just don't hit her with anything to give her a reason to be upset, or to hurt her, to give her cause to be worried about something. Something else real quick too is when you're first introducing something on the other side, when you're standing on this side, be careful, because they see things differently out of both eyes. All right, so if you throw something over here for the first time and they've never seen something like that, they can see it all day long over here, but you throw it over here, they are liable to jump right on top of you. So make sure that you do your homework and get them super, super good and comfortable with this on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and turn her around. And you can also use this as a motivator. Oh. But as you do that, make sure you come back and say, hey, listen, I just used it to make you move for a second. Now you can be super cool with it, okay? You don't have to be worried about it. And as I do this, I'm not doing something like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Because that would make her even more scared of it. What I'll do is I'll come up and I'll say, hey, listen, there you go. And we've got another video with her, or maybe with this other gelding that's standing over here, where I show how you can kind of approach one that's maybe a little bit less likely or more likely to blow a gasket. And then I'll also use my rope and rope. And we'll do that in another video, but I'll have a rope hanging on her, all over the place. I'll mess with her feet. A lot of times, this is a good opportunity to mess with her feet and just let this stuff hang out down here, so that when you, be careful when you're back here, but so when you get to the point where you've got to get some feet work done, you've already kind of messed with them. So they're not going to be, a big problem for that farrier. And take care of your farriers too, folks. Don't give them a horse that you haven't messed with. And every single thing that we do, that you ask a horse, I don't care if it's picking their feet up, asking them to turn to the left, turn to the right, load in a trailer, lope off in the correct lead. All those things you have to teach. You have to train, okay? So one of the biggest things that we get at our clinics is that, you know, these people can't get their horses in the trailer. And that's what just made me think of it. And it's funny because people don't understand that trailer loading is just like anything else. Putting the saddle on for the first time, asking them to lope off for the first time, turns, back up. So you gotta train your horse. You gotta teach them how to do pretty much anything that you're asking. So don't get mad at your horse. It's never your horse's fault. Never the horse's fault. Well, let's put it this way. I've met 1 or 2 renegades, outlaws in my time, but there she got a little worried. But 99.9% of the time, anything that goes wrong with the horse is a human's fault. Guaranteed. And anybody that says different, they can kiss my ass. So this is just one of those little videos that I wanted to do. This is a recap of what we've already done with her yesterday, day before. Like I said, this is the 3rd, maybe 4th day with her. I'd have to go back and look. But the cool thing is every step we take with this 2-year-old is going to be documented. So you're going to see exactly how we get through it. So if we run into any problems, then you'll see it, but and see how we deal with it. But again, remember this: it's not what you do, but how you do it that makes the difference between success and failure. So what we've done with this horse so far allows us and gives us the opportunity to be doing stuff like this right next to her as a 2-year-old that just started getting touched 3-4 days ago. So keep that in mind. All right, stay tuned. We'll have more for you. We'll see you in a bit.